Hey guys, I took three trades today, and one of them was a big mistake. I'll show you my analysis, how I executed them, and why the last trade shouldn't have been taken. So this is my idea on GBPUSD. All right, so this is the structure that formed yesterday. From this low, this the area I took the buy and took out that high. But though it didn't close above the high, showing a kind of weakness. So two things can happen now. This is a 4 hour fair value gap showing, and if you drop down, you see very that this fair value gap is not actually um an ideal gap on the lower time frames. On the lower time frames, you find that the gap is even lesser than what it shows. Okay, on the lower time frame, you see that the gap starts from here and even goes lower to this area. Or if you even go to the 15 minutes chart, you see that the gap is even lower than that, which I initially marked yesterday, which is this one here. So we could be expecting price to get all the way to this low here. But for now, price is ranging. So there are two things we can do. We can wait for price to trade down to this area or ultimately to this area before looking for an entry to go long. But if that doesn't happen on our 1 hour chart, we want to see decisive price movements that could show that yes. So we could either buy from this area or we could actually set to that area first of all, which is already showing me few signs. But I need a decisive close below this low, a decisive close below this low. Though price is respecting this fair value gap, but it's not actually, it's just ranging, it's not actually trading as fast as it's supposed to. So today might just be a ranging day for this pair, but we don't know what's going to happen. Sha. So two things. Now price has created this is very little fair value gap, and you see very price didn't close this low here, didn't close below that low. So it's just a week. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for decisive close here, decisive close with fair value gap on the 1 hour. Then I could use that 1 hour fair value gap and take a. This is what I'm talking about now. A close like this, then a pull back to the gap, then a continuous movement lower to this gap. Okay, so that's the idea here. So that's the idea. Get a trade to this low right this. So this is what I'm talking about. I need a close here, a pullback. Then if I that's the only thing that will make me take any trade on this pair for today. But for now, it's just ranging. So we just watch and see how it goes. So for Nasdaq, we've been bullish all this while for Nasdaq. Sorry, we've been bearish on Nasdaq, right? So we had price move from this high to this low. Then we have that price pulled back to this area. You look at the retracement level, we have the 0.6 and 0.5 being respected very well. So dropping down to the 4 hour chart, try to see what's going on there. So two things can happen: either we go on the buy or we go on the sell. So this is the area. This is the area I marked initially, and price respected the 0.5, 0.6 retracement level, which is this, and it's trading lower from there, but it's not trading lower with the kind of momentum that shows that it's going to actually break that low for now. So what are we looking for? So we have this far fair value gap here. So we are expecting that price by respect this fair value gap and trade higher. That's what I'm expecting initially. But if it doesn't do that, if it closes decisively below this 1 hour low, if it closes decisively below this 1 hour low, this low right here, if it decided below this low, so I'll be looking for a little bit of pullback to take a long entry targeting this low. That's what I'll be expecting. But for now, we are seeing that this fair value gap has been completely invalidated according to what we're seeing on price. This is a 1 hour fair value that has been invalidated, showing you signs that yeah, price might actually take out this low. But we wouldn't have to see. We'll have to calm down and see if it's actually going to do that or not. Okay. So for the meantime, based on this big 4 hour fair value that we've seen, we're expecting bullishness from this area. So price could either weak this low and shift higher to trade higher, or could decisively close, which will show us opportunities to go short from that area. So that's what you're looking at now for NAS. So price broke that low I initially marked, this low here. I see decisive close there right now. So this could create a fair value gap, and I'll just be taking it sell from this area here. 1.5 which is my level, keep my stop above this high and targeting the fair value gap I initially marked, which is this one. Or the ultimate target could be this low. But to be on the safer side, I just take my just say 1:4 weeks to reward trade here. That this the idea I have now. I'm going to execute if price gets to my area, which is this area right here. I'm going to be taking that sell from there. So taking a look at the US dollar index, yeah, we are seeing that we are seeing the same kind of break here. So this confirms our bullishness, our bearishness on GU, because once this pair is selling, GU will be buying, and when this pair is buying, GU will be selling. And for right now, we're looking for a buy on US dollar index, which is going to make GU sell. Also, this trade is not going exactly as I wanted it to go. So it's not going as I planned, but I think I will still just hold on to it. And since the market is not giving what I'm looking for, I close my second position with a little bit of profit. Like that's not actually profit, but I just closed it. Why? Because I don't know what's going to happen from here. I don't want to end up the trade. Look at how it's just been consolidating around the same area. So I just closed that position to just allow this one to just run with that little risk I already have, the risk that I've already removed. So if price ever goes back there, I'm okay. I'll just leave that trade for that. I'll leave that trade like that. Then my GBPUSD trade, okay, I think I'll also be closing this one because it's not really giving what I want, but it could actually stop me out before I close. So G is actually doing what I said. If it does, I could actually have a little bit of hope on this trade. So it's trading, it closes significantly lower, below that low I initially said. So the trade might actually turn around from this area. Even the NAS trade could actually turn around from this area too. But I initially closed my the second position I added, so there's no need for me to add up any position. I'll just watch the trade and see how it goes. For now, I'm risk free on the NAS trade, but I still have risk on my GBPUSD trade. So I was finally stopped out on my two positions right here. I was stopped out on both positions for my GBPUSD and on NAS. I don't know the cause of the spike in price, but this is how today ends. So for this gold trade, this is one thing I've been struggling over. No, I based on my rules, I plan that I'll only trade during the New York session. But most times, if I just open the chart and I see the kind of setup, I just end up taking it. That's what caused this loss here. That trade, even though it was a valid setup, I shouldn't have taken it because it's not my session for trading. So imagine that I didn't make this mistake right now. I wouldn't have really made any huge amount of loss for today. But I just maybe close with maybe just $10 loss or so. So that's that for today. All right. So overall, today I took three trades. The main issue was taking a trade outside my session, which I shouldn't have done. That's something I need to improve going forward.